Drawing with the paintbrushes is pretty easy to do. It's really just go for it. And if you don't have a paintbrush that you like, then make you one. So if we were going to draw just something pretty simple, let's say we wanted to draw us a little cat. Now, a problem that I have already is I left my fill on, and I really don't want that on so I can see all my lines. And I'm going to bring that stroke up to the front just so it'll be easier to access. Now, back to our cat. And if you had a tablet, this would be even easier. I have my brush just set at the default. If you want smoother lines, you would bump it up this way. If you want to be more accurate, that way. And then we have the word cat. We can come in here and add the details, the cat eyes, cat, and I could even make this a little bit bigger on these. There you have it, a happy little cat. Now I also could just draw like the face. That's a little too thick for a face. We're going to go back down for this and just draw a face, and there we'll put an eye and an eye. And then we want to draw some hair for this girl. But I don't really have the brush I want, so I could very easily make one. And that's to take this, but I do want that to be filled with black. And I want both of these anchors to be pointed. I also would want this to be very slim. Come out this way. Still want that a little thin. There we go. And come here and add it as an art brush. I want it to stretch the stroke length. Stretch to fit the stroke length, and I also want it to change with the color. So now I could take a dark brown, make this 4, and start laying some foundation. Then you can come back and get some other colors to kind of mix in with it and use maybe some different sizes and just put a few extra pieces in there. By alternating the sizes, you can get little like wisps and going back and forth between some of the colors. And kind of get the idea of how to do the hair. Now, last but not least, I have a couple of pictures here, one of a horse and one of Rodin's Thinker. And using this same brush, this tapered brush, I want to look at just doing what's called gestural drawing, and it's trying to just use a few strokes to get the essence of something. And one thing that I want to do, I'm going to unlock that for a moment, select both of these, and I want to turn down the opacity on this to about half. That's good. I'm going to go back and lock them, because if I don't, they'll move around. So I'm making sure I'm on this layer. Get my brush, and I'm just going to go with black for this, but we'll zoom into the horse first and just start to make a few strokes. Maybe down through there. Okay, that's a little bigger than I want it, so I'm going to turn that down to about that. And then we definitely want to get the ears. We'll go ahead and do that one. And eye. And the nose. We'll try that. And then we would maybe come along the curve of this back. I think I'm going to make my brush just a little more smooth. There we go. Just a few of these. Let these go back, and I would just keep these kind of and if you wanted to, you could come on down and just do a little bit of this front. Let's turn off this layer and see what it looks like. Definitely tell it's a horse. Probably want to put just a little bit there. And maybe even just a we'll do an eye down like that. There we go. Let's look again. Not too bad. That's gestural drawing on a horse. Of course, you could go on with the rest of it. But the kind of the object is to use the least amount of lines that you can. Now in something like this, and let's to where we can see the whole thing. Well, we'll do it this way. Same tool, we do want it pretty thin. And we'll start up here and just do a little bit at the top of the head. Maybe right in there. Down the arm. I think we're going to have to go on. Okay. Too smooth this time, so we're going to come a little more this way. Because we definitely want a few of these curves. And up in here. And then a little bit of the back. See where the arm goes. Let's look at it. I kind of think you might know that's the thinker. I'm not sure. We'll do just a little bit of the ear. Maybe a touch of the chin. Getting closer. Not perfect, but with a few more strokes you could tell that's definitely the thinker. That's definitely a horse. We've got the hair. Obviously I'm not the greatest artist, but you can kind of get the idea. My little cat that's out of the letters CAT, and there are some ways to draw with the brush tool. The good news is you don't actually have to be too much of an artist to be able to draw in Illustrator. Those of you that can, this could be like completely wow factors. Drawing with the brush tools.